I've lived here my entire life, and I swear to you, I'm lost. There are 7.4 billion people in the world, and 3 billion of those have access to the internet, and 2.4 active social media users. When something is so accessible, it divides people, and it raises questions. For the next few days, we are going to go through those questions. We're going to explore them. Questions like, does social media really make us more social? Does it have different effects on generations? And can we live without it? Or even, can I live without it? Along with this, I'm going to lock my phone away and see what the world is like when it's not through a screen.
I'll ask you guys the questions. It'll be really easy, really. If you don't feel comfortable answering anything, then just don't. It's all fine. But first of all, what is your age group? How old are you guys?
20.
20.
I'm 45 plus.
45 plus, okay. How old are you guys?
I'm 22. And so I'm 76. I'm 18.
18.
21. I'm 20. I'm 21 next month, so it's not much.
Not much, alright. So we're just going to ask you about social media. Do you use social media regularly?
I do. Yes, quite a lot.
No. Yeah. Not really, no.
Not really.
And how long would you say you've actually been active on social media for?
Oh, since I was like 11.
Since you're 11?
Yeah.
Too long.
Too long.
8 years.
8 years.
Something like that, yeah.
I think about 13 years old and I first on Facebook.
And what would you say your favourite social media app is?
Oh, Facebook.
I only used Facebook.
Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp.
For hundreds, if not thousands of years, the processes of communication barely changed. They tried to make things that we could communicate more easily with people that weren't near us. Smoke signals, Morse code, and messenger boys, they helped. But it wasn't until 1971 when true communication changed forever. This was when the world's first email was sent. This changed the way that we communicate. It gave us opportunities to communicate further. But are we missing something? Is there something that we have now lost? You look in times of past and there's people communicate in the physical. And now it's through a screen to somebody on the other side of the world. But somebody that's not really there, right? Right. Would you say that you use social media a lot? How often would you say you use it? How many hours a day?
I think probably a couple of hours.
Well, you know, it's on and off, so a couple of hours probably. Yeah.
I spent a lot of hours. I don't realize how many hours I spent.
It was clear from the answers that we were getting that people were convinced they only spent a couple of hours on their phones. Now, a couple of hours does not sound like much to give up. And it was about time that I found out what that was like. Okay, so I'm giving it away. My friend's gonna take my phone. It's a sad time, but hopefully I'm not gonna get too lost or confused, and it's just gonna be okay. I'm sure. So I'm now in a library because I decided I need basically something to do. I don't have a phone, so what do you do other than come to a library? And then I realised that I don't know where anything is. Apparently, a phone is actually surprisingly necessary to get around a library. So I'm aimlessly walking around looking for something that is interesting. I guess I'll just read a book, The Memoirs of a Pig. For example, you've heard about the American election, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where did you hear about it? Like, where did you get all your information from about that?
Facebook.
Facebook?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Facebook as well.
Yeah. Probably
and then I went on the Independent as well.
Accessing news has become so much easier. We no longer are told things by corporations, but we can go to individuals. We can see more objective points of view. We can think about wars and things that we might not even known have happened. Yes, this creates a platform for propaganda and a platform for false information. But more importantly, it becomes a platform for educating ourselves, to becoming more involved with the people that are around us. Would you say Facebook's a trusted source for news?
No.
Nope, absolutely not.
Fair enough. All right.
Yeah, it's not the most reliable. There's sort of things that can be argued with what they say in their beliefs. So not all of it's trusted. I think that's why I go out my way to go to the Independent, because I think that's a source that I want to engage in.
Receiving the revelation that young people rely on social media for news when they don't have to raised the question in our minds. What else do we rely on social media for that isn't quite that necessary?
Then again, I don't know, I honestly didn't realise I relied on my phone this much, but basically I've managed to just want to go to my favourite sushi restaurant, which is really small, doesn't have many seats, and I went to reach in my pocket to reserve a table, and I don't have a phone, and I keep forgetting, and it's stressing me out now because I just want to go eat.
Okay, so I just got off the bus, and that was interesting. Honestly, it's one of the first times I think I've ever been on the bus without earphones in. And so it was interesting to hear the conversations around me, and also to have an opportunity to have a conversation with the guy that I was kind of sat next to. He was an interesting guy. That's kind of been one of the almost hard to find positives.
So do you think you could live without it? Social media?
You can live without social media perfectly.
I'd just pick up the phone and talk to someone or arrange to meet them.
And only if I need it, I will pick it. But I can live 10 days without being connected on internet.
No, because I organise loads of things like on Facebook and stuff. So unfortunately, as much as I wish I could give it up, I couldn't.
I think I'd like to say yes. I think I find it difficult, but definitely, yeah, I think I'd get it if I tried, yeah.
So I've met many different people, seen many different points of view, and I've experienced things for myself. I've noticed that social media isn't quite as social as maybe we first thought. But I've noticed that the world's going to embrace it anyway. And it's up to us to go with it. This is modern evolution. And if we want to be modern and if we want to succeed, we may have to go with this. We may have to run with it and not be chased by it. Let's evolve.